This is the Unbreakable Golfers podcast, where we're shining a light on your pain and weakness and how it is affecting your positions, your power, and your performance on the golf course.
Why not just give up? I'm John Seaton. I've been in golf performance for over a decade. Now, one of the books that I've read for years, I think is a great book, is a book called Lead the Field. And I think a lot of the times you hear a certain bit of information or you read a certain bit of information, and then what happens is you read something else that reframes it slightly, and then you read it another way, and then someone says it another way, and then finally it's like you get it. It makes sense before, obviously, but then there's something that's said and you just go, I'm getting that, or it makes more sense now. Whether that's a case that you need to be reminded more than you need to learn, or it's a case that you need to see it from so many different angles that you believe it's true. But in Lead the Field, it talks about how stopping 2 feet from gold. There's a story in there about stopping 2 feet from gold, about digging, and there was oil underneath. The guy gave up, sold his property, and then the person that got it before carried on digging, and the guy was only sort of 2 feet from gold. Whether it's true or not, it's a poignant story. But this idea of not giving up, and when it feels like it's really, really difficult and not worth it because you're not getting instant gratification, then not giving up. Now, there's loads of different ways of seeing it. You could search giving up, not giving up, battling through, all those things. However, about 3 years ago, I heard I was on a call and I heard someone say this, and it was the most clearest I've ever read it. And it's so obvious, it's unbelievable, but the phrase was, I cannot lose if I do not quit. And this idea that you will do something and it will be extremely difficult and you will not see the results that you need straight away, and then you will continue doing it and you will see a little bit of results, and then you feel like the world's against you and it's time to give up, but then for some reason you get back on the horse and you carry on, and you have everyone else around you saying, why are you still doing that thing? Why are you still challenging? Why are you still trying to do all of this stuff when it's not really working? And only you can see the tiny little increments. Only you can see the slight little results that move you forward. And unless you look back to where you've been, you don't know how much you've grown. So let's take, for instance, in Unbreakable Golfers, we set 12-month challenge, set 12-month impossible game, 90-day challenge, and then you'll have 30-day benchmarks that you go between there and now, and then you'll have actions that you do every single day. Now, the actions that you do daily, you will feel different, but you won't actually notice the huge change. It's like one little step. And then maybe, say, for instance, after 3 weeks, you might see a huge change because you're changing your body, you're changing your mind, huge shift. But then say after week 7, between week 7 and week 8, let's say, for instance, you don't see that much of a shift, or you feel you're too far away from hitting where you want to go on your 90-day targets, you might be like, is it worth doing? And then you tell the story, I cannot lose if I do not quit. And then if you look back over the work you've done prior from when you started, you can see the increments of improvement, and then you can see that you're on the path. Then you have data to either show yourself or show others. So for me, most mornings, I don't want to do the work that I set myself when I wake up. Now, I have my Unbreakable front 9, and that's what gives me momentum, and that's what gives me progress, and that's what I focus on. But I don't wake up and go, yes, another day. Generally, I will wake up in a place of, I can't be fucked today, or there's too much to do, or why am I taking on so much? Why am I trying to do what I'm trying to do? What's the point? And it's what I do, the Unbreakable front 9, that actually pulls me out of that pit and puts me into a place of power so I can try and get some production. So that being said, when it gets to the point when you think, why not just give up? Remember why you're doing it. Remember what you said you wanted. Remember where you were and measure back to where you were. Look at your progress. Project that same progress over the same period of time moving forward, and you will see where you will be if you just continue to do the same things that you are doing. So when other people say, why don't you just quit? When you're thinking, why don't you just quit? You can say to yourself, I cannot lose if I do not quit, which means any other result is a result of learning and a chance to course correct. So, a couple of questions for you. Across your mind, your body and your golf, where do you currently feel like you might as well give up? Where are you currently telling the story? Why not quit? Follow-up question. If you reframe it to, I cannot lose if I do not quit, then what lessons can you learn from the work you've already put in? If you want to learn what we do inside Unbreakable Golfers, how we frame this out, how you can reframe anything to try and get yourself to move closer to your targets, what you're going after, go to unbreakablegolfers.com and fill out a form. Good luck.
For more information on golf performance, by increasing your power, by getting in better positions, by working on your body and mind, go to unbreakablegolfers.com and sign up to the free asset.